seat, get comfortable, come on in. This is going to be kind of an impromptu video today. I wanted to talk about Brian Hamburger, but we're going to talk about school safety. So come on in. Thanks for checking out this video. My name's Audrey. This is my YouTube channel, and I am a psychic medium. Just know that right up front. Don't get halfway through and realize, oh my God, this lady's cuckoo. She's a psychic. Yeah, well, I am. What can I say? Everyone is something, right? Well, I happen to be psychic, so there we go. But I don't know how much psychicness we're going to talk about today, given this discussion. So thanks for checking out this video. Please hit that like button. I know it's early in the video, but just go ahead and do it. You can always unlike it later if you change your mind. Subscribe to the channel, please. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can do live video chats, live video streams around the world. Come on, how many people are there? And share my video. Please share any of my videos. And I know I have some people saying, Audrey, I let my friend know that you're back, and she had no idea. So spread the word I'm back, please. I know some of you have shared me. I know some of you have said that you've let the armchair detective know that I'm back. I have no idea what he's even up to. So let people know I'm here. I would appreciate that. And those of you that know me, you've been with me for a while, or maybe you're sort of new and you've heard me discuss school. I worked in education for 20 years, and I have a lot to say on school safety and school shootings. Again, I'm going to be salty. I'm going to be salty today. I am. This is a very, very, very serious problem. Oh, and I do have COVID. I finally tested positive for COVID after my husband and my son had it for a week, and I was testing negative every day. Mine feels like a cold. You know, that chesty feeling I mentioned earlier. I have like a head cold, basically, is my version of my COVID. So thank you for bearing with me. I know sometimes it may sound like I'm struggling to breathe. It's because I am. I am struggling to breathe just a little bit. So thank you for your patience. Sorry. Okay. Let me get in the right mindset. I have on these horrible lashes. Oh my God, they feel awful. I'm going to rip them off as soon as I'm done here. I have no eyelashes left, though. I get eyelash extensions where they put them on one at a time. My eyelash girl, I guess she just doesn't want my money anymore. I don't know what to say. She's just not even responding to me. Whatever. First world problems, I know. All right, so I worked in education for 20 years. I worked at a university. That was amazing. The university I worked at, there was a murder there. Gosh, was that in the 60s? It was in Santa Cruz. I worked at UCSC, Santa Cruz. UC Santa Cruz. Amazing job, amazing. Yeah, I could say I regret leaving. I could say I regret a lot of things in my past. That was definitely a dream job that I miss. Safety at that school, I think it still is just wide open. I mean, there's police there. My cousin was a police on campus, and they do carry guns, but my particular building, I was at Cowell in humanities. So I had my office there with a beautiful ocean view from up on top of the mountain where the campus is. But okay, so my office, and then we had two professor offices in my hall, And then at the end of the hall was a dorm room. One random dorm room there on that side. And then downstairs was a little coffee shop. And then there was a music room down there with a couple of beautiful, huge pianos, grand pianos. Just, sometimes I would just go down there and play for 2 minutes before anyone would catch me. They're just beautiful. If you're a pianist, you know that the kind of piano you're using makes a difference. So that was memorable. Basically no safety at that school though. Yeah, I mean, you're wide open. Wide open to whoever, whatever. There were no safety protocols back then. That was in that was in 2000s, the early 2000s, 1999, I guess. 1999, yeah. So I was there for a few years. And then when I moved back to San Jose and all that drama happened, and I ended up getting a job at a private elementary school, which was preschool through 5th grade. I worked at 2 different locations throughout the 16 years with that company. But I'll primarily be talking about the location in San Jose, where I was most of my career there in San Jose. And I know I'm looking away. I'm not even looking into the camera today. I apologize. I don't know why. Maybe it's COVID brain. I don't know, but I'm just kind of whatever. So security was a huge problem at the San Jose location of this private school that parents paid anywhere from, let's see, when I first started at this school, tuition was $10,000 per school year. When I left, it was at $25,000 per school year for preschool through 5th grade. Middle school was more costly. It was more expensive. So, yeah, parents are paying a lot of money. And I always agreed with parents that safety is the most important thing. Above and beyond education is safety. And for me, those students were my children from the moment they set foot on campus until they left with either their parent or their nanny or whoever picked them up. They were mine. Mine to love, mine to protect, mine to educate. And I mean that in every sense of the word. These were my children. You know, I spent more time with these kids than my own kids, and these kids spent more time with me than their own parents. That's the way it is. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. Nothing's easy, is it? Nothing. I remember holding some of the kids when they were sick. Sometimes parents were too busy to leave their high-tech job and come and take their kid home and give them Tylenol. I couldn't give them Tylenol. I couldn't give them any drugs without doctor's written permission. So, hey, lady, your kid has 104. Should I call the ambulance, or do you want to, take a couple hours off to come and take care of your kid? That's a whole other subject. It's a whole other ball of wax that just makes me lose my shit. But we're talking about shootings today and school safety. The place I worked at, the private school, one of the biggest private schools in San Jose, California, throughout San Jose, throughout California, mostly Bay Area, Southern California. You can Google this. You can Google this right now and figure out what school I'm talking about if you don't remember from before. The biggest SAC of the worst kind of people running that school. Principalship and up. Awful. I had a nightmare last night about my old school, my old boss. I have PTSD from working with these people. That's a whole other video as well. But I want to establish the work environment. So we have leaders who, mostly women, most of the administrators at school are women. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Ugh. Most of the teachers were women. That's fine. That's fine. But they were very authoritative. I'm better than you. You're just a single mom. You need to do what I say or you're going to lose your job. Don't question anything. Just shut your mouth. Keep your mouth shut. Don't ask questions. This is the kind of environment I worked in. This is the kind of environment your children were being taught in. Teachers have no voices. Teachers, there's no union at this school because it's a privately owned, privately funded thing. It's just business. It's just business, Audrey. It's just business. It's all about the money. This place was all about the money. Always, from the day I started to the day I left. Man, it was just a fight about money all the time. And one way we got people to enroll their kids at the school was our safety protocol, our safety guidelines, and the lies we would tell our parents on a tour, a school tour. Or if the parents called and had a question, or if they stopped by the office, here's what you tell the parents. If you don't tell them this, you may not have a job. Your employment is at will, and we can get rid of you at will. And they do. And at my campus, after, gosh, I wish Janet was here to help me with this story. What year did that campus we finally got cameras? Gosh, I don't remember. It was maybe 10 years into that campus for me. We finally got cameras at that campus. Excuse me. And the thing is, they put these cameras up. I think there were five cameras strategically placed for your child's safety. But where's the monitors? Where are the monitors for these cameras so we can watch? Oh, the monitors are in the back room over here in the storeroom, in the back of the storeroom. But as office staff, you can't leave the office. You can't leave the office. You're a prisoner. For why? For why? Why do we have these cameras? So we're not allowed to leave our desks because I got in trouble. I got in trouble because she doesn't want to do her job. She's trying to make her job more important than she actually is because she wants to go check the cameras. She wants to check the video footage to see who's on campus, what's happening. We don't want to give her that power to have authority over the campus by seeing what's going on and what the teachers maybe are doing or not doing, or what security is doing or not doing, because then that might create a problem. We don't want problems, Audrey. Just shut up, sit down at your desk. You sit in the fatal funnel of the school. You will be number one when the perpetrator comes in with the gun. You and Janet are number 1 and 2. You're going to be out first. You want the job or not? The fatal funnel. That was my job, is to sit there and be dead meat for the shooter when the shooter comes in. But I'm supposed to stay there on the phone, on the intercom and tell everyone there's a shooter. I swear to God. I swear to God. And it was so much worse than how I'm telling it to you right now. So much worse than this. At one point, they rearranged our office. And now at this point, Janet and I didn't have direct access to the kids in the sick bay, in the sick office, because we were the nurses as well. We're everything. We're all knowing. We're all everything, but don't ask questions though, but just do all the work. They rearranged the office. So now if someone comes in, I have to jump the desk to go on the other side to get to the kids in the sick bay? What is wrong with you? So now if there was a shooter on campus, we have to go around kind of outside the office area and go back in the same direction and pin ourselves in a location where we're for sure dead. If there's a shooter, we would for sure be dead. Whereas before, the way it was set up, we could grab the kids and run. Janet and I had a room that we would go to. They didn't care. They don't care. They don't care. So this new system, this new video system they had put in that didn't work worth jack. Didn't work at all. It was on 24/7, but it could only hold like 4 hours of video on the memory card, because that's the amount of memory that was free. If they wanted round the clock video storage, that's going to cost money. Well, the school's not going to pay for that. They're not going to pay for that. And they flat out said, yeah, no. And at one point, they stopped paying at all. So now the cameras outside were dead. There was no monitoring. But if anyone asks, Audrey, you better freaking tell them that those cameras are on and that you're watching from the office. Wow. So one day, it was a nice day. Weather-wise, it was nice weather. And, this school's in a neighborhood. It was my school I went to when I was a little child, but it wasn't private then. It was public. But it's a quiet neighborhood, decent middle-class neighborhood. I answered the phone. It was the San Jose police saying, hey, can you guys lock down, please? There's a guy that just robbed a house behind the school. He has a screwdriver. Therefore, we have to tell you he's has a weapon on himself, and he's considered armed and dangerous. Can you lock down your school, please? All right. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. So I'm on the PA system, and I'm on my phone texting my boss. I don't even know where she was at. And I think she was off campus. Yeah. She was off campus. She was always sneaking off campus. And of course, we had to lie for her then too. And the owner of the school knew we were lying. And the owner's like, quit lying for her. Quit lying. I know she's not even there. So we all knew each other at this point. You know, all of us that worked at the school, we've been working with each other for well over 10 years. And, you know, we just know each other. And we know if someone's texting me, I'm going to text Janet, or vice versa. Or if I text this person, they're going to text that person. So the word did get out pretty quick to come inside or get off campus. There's protocols to get off campus if someone's attempting to get inside the building. Well, it was easy for everyone to get back inside the building because they always left the back doors open. They would prop the doors open because the principal of the school wouldn't give the PE teacher or any of the teachers exterior keys per the head office, per management. Teachers, including the coach, whoever it was at that time, couldn't have access keys to get in through the back door. The head office doesn't want anyone having keys. No one should have keys. So anyway, so we locked down and I never saw the guy. I know the neighborhood because I lived in that neighborhood. And yeah, I never saw anything. But the bottom line is no one's kids were safe. No one's loved ones were safe. I wasn't safe. Janet wasn't safe. No one was ever going to be safe. Even though we had eventually locked the front doors and got a buzz-in system to buzz people in and out of the building, the back doors were open. Back doors were open. Or maybe the lunch staff was wheeling out the carts of food out of the cafeteria to be picked up by the catering service. They'd prop the doors open and forget about that and leave the doors open and come back in and not close the doors. We're sitting ducks every single day. Every single day for 16 years, I was a sitting duck in that school, and so were the loved ones of all the families. My friends, my coworkers, the children, everyone's lives were in danger every single day. Oh, but God forbid anyone find out about those cameras. Now, here's another thing. My boss, who is an absolute freaking idiot. You are. And you know it. And I know you hate me. And I know you hated me for a long time. I'm weird. I know. It's just Audrey. You were and probably still are a bully. Awful human being. When we had fire drills or lockdown practices where the police come out, right? The police come out to see how you're locking down a school in an active shooter situation. You know, we have the earthquake drills as well, but let's talk about just the fire drills in themselves. A fire drill is that. It's a drill. It's to see how your staff and students get out safely. How do they do it? Let me watch them get their class together and get out of the burning building so I can look and see what the situation was for them and maybe say, hey, if this was a real fire, you probably should have done this or that or not have done that, you know, for whatever reason. That's the purpose of a fire drill. It should be unannounced. It should be a surprise, because otherwise, why bother? Oh, Audrey, the kids are going to be scared. I know. We survived. We survived having those fire drills. No one ever cared if we were scared, because you know what? That's reality. Reality is scary. If there's a fire, we got to get out. But you don't get out in an orderly, quiet, everyone's standing in line. Okay, you have the line leader. Okay, here we go. No, that's not realistic. I want evacuations in a realistic scenario. I want the classroom to be loud. I want kids running around, depending on which age we're talking about. Obviously, the older kids aren't going to be running around. I want kids in the bathroom. I want kids in the hallway. I want people outside at PE. I want catering coming through the front. I want 100% pure, organic fire earthquake drill. And my ex-boss was such a liar. She's like, I'm not going to tell the teachers this time about the fire alarm. 16 years that woman lied to my face about it. She lied every time, every fire drill. She gave all the teachers heads up because they don't want the kids to be upset. It's a part of life. We're a school. You got to teach people about life. Hey, fires happen. Oh, we live in earthquake country. Is it just me? Am I making any sense here? Here's the kicker, though. She hated doing fire drills. She just hated it. Hated it. And so most of the time, she wouldn't even do them. I would say, okay, so school's 10 months out of the year, maybe six times a year we would end up doing them. But here's what she would do. If she knew her boss was coming by, or the owner or co-founder or whatever was coming by for a visit, she would make sure that she would go to the board, the parent board in the office, and she would falsify all the days and times that she did practices for safety. That's reality. So every time I see a school shooting happen, of course, you shouldn't assume your kids are safe ever. And I urge parents, please ask the right questions. Ask to see the log of when the school had its last drill. Let me see the cameras in action. Show me the monitors. Make sure the monitors aren't in the back room like Janet and I had. Someone could be walking through the back door with a M16. We wouldn't know. Ask very specifically, very direct questions when you're looking for a school. Talk to people. Start asking on the neighborhood app or some school app or somewhere in your community. Hey, what's up with this? Who's the principal there? How is she or he? If you're in a public school, go to the district office. Start there and work your way down. Because if the district office is saying this is how we do it here at all of our locations, okay, well then if you're going to go check out the school, check out that location and say, show me, okay. Or I would say, show me what you do in this situation. See if it matches up what the district said. If this campus is doing something the district says no or whatever, no, I promise you. So this shooting that happened in Tennessee, I I saw the video of the person, Audrey. Audrey's a trans woman. I saw her shoot the glass and come in through there. So, yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was worried about at my own school, because that's how it was at my school. All you have to do is shoot the glass, go through the hole, or you could stick your arm up and push the door open. And I've had thousands of students, tens of thousands of students over the years. And sometimes you meet a student and it's like, oh God. Sorry, I just moved the camera. This kid kind of scares me a little bit. And my friends and I would joke around. It's like, well, I'm going to be extra nice to him or her, whoever it is. I don't want them coming back in 10 years because this stuff happens. It's like, make sure this kid's treated well. Make sure this kid's mental health is in check, and we know what the situation is with this kid, because clearly there's something wrong. And honestly, it usually is a mental health problem. It's usually a mental health problem. One time, a student, he was in kindergarten, and he drew a picture of his teacher, who was my friend at the time. And I'm laughing, but it's like, this is real. This is real. This kid drew a picture, stick figure, and he said, "This is you," to the teacher. He put her name with an arrow, and then he put ... He put all these dots, which was like gunpowder. He put all these dots of gunpowder, and then he drew himself, and then he drew a box with like a thing on it, like a T to push down, like a dynamite thing. That was never addressed. God only knows where that poor kid's at these days. He wanted to blow up his teacher, kindergarten. Of course, everything's going to be blown off. Oh, he just has an imagination. He's just a kindergarten boy. Boys watch these kinds of shows or video. God. Wow. There's basically no school safety at the school I worked at, ever. And that is one reason why Janet and I left, and we left on the same day. Because we weren't going to stay there without the other, because it was a safety issue. It was also because of COVID. That's a whole different kind of safety. And the day I told my boss, I ain't coming back. What? Well, I never expected that. I know, because you thought I was weak. I know. But all this time I haven't been weak. Yeah. So many years, so many bad things happening at school. So many of us always say, we should write a book. We should write a book. Oh, but you signed a non-disclosure. Well, so you're breaking the law. Just because your kid's at an expensive school, you're paying $25,000, $50,000 a year for school, for elementary and preschool, no less. Your kid's not safe necessarily. And definitely not at this location where I worked, for sure. I can tell you right now, there weren't even gates around the school. They didn't want to pay to have gates put up. My suggestion was the wrought iron fencing around. I had lots of answers, but no one asked, no one cared. And I am shocked no one has sued that school. Again, one of the top private schools in the Bay Area. Google it. A lot of them down here in Southern California too. So as these shootings continue to happen, and they will continue to happen, whether it's a student coming back or whatever the situation is, your loved ones are not safe. I'm telling you, they are not safe unless there's an armed police guard with basically like a prison with bars that no one can get in. You're not safe. And so what if teachers carried guns? Because a lot of states, yeah, you can bring your own gun and nobody even has to know you have your gun. But that doesn't mean 10 people are going to be killed before they get to your classroom or to the office. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a problem. It's a huge problem. I mean, my son goes to school of sorts. Yeah, it's the threat is real. The danger is real. You never think it's going to be you or your local school or your kid's school. I know someone whose kid brought a gun to school. Thank God nothing happened, but still, never say never. And I'm not trying to make you fearful. I'm not trying to, but you know what? Don't live with your heads in the sand. This is the thing. This is people. Oh, quit trying to scare everybody. Oh, okay. So it's me that's the problem. It's me that's the problem, not your kid's school, not the ability for a gunman or someone to come in and murder everybody. Oh, okay. All right. Just go away. Put your head back in the sand over there. Don't listen to me. Oh, you guys. People can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. The truth is scary. This is the world we live in, unfortunately. It's an ugly, scary world we live in. But don't put yourself or your family in jeopardy by living with your head in the sand. You can be happy and safe at the same time, but unless you start making demands of your school, nothing's going to change, because governments or companies like the private school I worked at, they don't want to put out money. They will stop giving raises like they did at my school. They will take away your 401k. They'll take away your 20% bonus. They'll take away your school tuition credit. They'll take away everything. But they won't put it towards the school. They won't put it towards safety. And that is exactly what happened at my school. They took all of our benefits away. Education's a problem. Start making phone calls. Start asking around. Start questioning. Start questioning people. You have the right. You should, and it's more than just having the right. Be responsible. Be responsible in your community. Make sure your community is safe. Whatever that means for your community, start looking into things. And you don't have to run around fearful. But if you don't do anything, you might be a victim. I don't know what else to say. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself. I feel like my parents. I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall. No one's listening. Whatever. I don't know. All right. I don't know if any of this made any sense whatsoever because I'm kind of in a daze right now. I just feel kind of wacky. Hopefully it makes sense. Anyway, we're going to talk about the hamburger case soon, the Bryan Kohberger case. We're going to talk about the needle that Spirit has shown me in the Idaho 4 case, and there's a lot more to talk about, so stay tuned. Like, subscribe, share, comment, let me know who's at me now. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments. Mwah! Stay safe. I'll see you soon.